I feel like we're at like an important place where I can trust you with important information about me. So you should know that I grew up on 90s country music. Maybe I'm as fast as you. Maybe I'll break our hearts too. And you think that I'll slow down. Around 2005, I started noticing a weird shift in country music. The first was that it was becoming remotely okay to listen to country music and not be completely socially ostracized. Country music was never gonna actually be cool at my high school in LA County. Two, instead of being about people who drove trucks or fell in love in bars or drank whiskey, country music started being about trucks and about bars and about whiskey. There's gonna be an unwritten rule that you had to say there was a country song on the radio during your country song on the radio. Don't tell me there's a country song on the radio, be the country song on my radio. With the full understanding that some of the music that I listened to growing up wasn't all that great. She thinks my tract is sexy. It really turns her. I have become a kind of country music snob in that I just don't listen to country radio stations anymore. It's bad music, guys. It's just bad. It's not country music anymore. It's songs that mention country music. And honestly, I see the same problem going on in a lot of Catholicism today. Well, sure, we can talk about Catholic things a lot. We know how to say words like popes, social justice, nuns, Catholic guilt, Catholic high school, and with your spirit. But knowing those words doesn't make you the kind of person that believes or prays, goes to the sacraments a lot, preach the gospel wherever your life takes you, and then sandwiching that preaching in between gracious acts of God's grace. You know, being a Catholic. If we don't do that, then we're just a church full of Luke Bryans. God forbid. What we need is a church full of Patsy Clines and Willie Nelsons. Should I settle for a church full of Garth Brookes and Shania Twains? Whose bed have your boots been under? Whose heart did you steal, I wonder, did this time? So take a look at my current favorite Catholic venerated person, Blessed Franz Jägerstätter. First of all, this guy's name is Franz Jägerstätter. My good friend Melissa wrote an article about him, and the link should be somewhere down there. It's a Denver Catholic. This guy was like a 1920s German hooligan, owned a motorcycle, kid out of wedlock, was literally kicked out of his town for raising too much hell. And then he got married and had like this massive conversion. All that's in the article. And the article uses the word sextant, so that's fun. And then this thing called the Nazis happened. Now during this time, lots of heroic things were being done by Catholics throughout Germany, but also lots of heinous and terrible things were being done by people who knew how to talk like Catholics. They could use big Catholic words too, like culpable and conscience. They would use their big Catholic words to explain that they were just the citizens of this country and their jobs as citizens was to follow the orders of the leadership. And if anything bad happened in the country, well, that was the moral problem of the leadership and really not my deal. But Franz was too busy being Catholic to worry about big run-on sentences like that. So when the Nazis drafted him to be a soldier in World War II, he just simply refused. He was not going to be a Nazi soldier. His conscience, formed by the gospel, simply would not let him. He was martyred in Berlin, like many other Christian witnesses. St. Teresa Benedict of the Cross, St. Maximilian Kolbe, Dietrich Bonhoeffer. It's people like Franz that allow Catholics today to look back at that dark time with their heads kind of held up and say many people did many bad things while they were talking like Catholics. But these people showed up and they did something holy. And for that, we're grateful for God's grace to show up in the midst of all this evil. I'm Steve the Missionary, and I could bet you Franz Jägerstätter would never listen to Luke Bryan. Who's been under? Whose heart did you steal? I wonder, did this time? Oops.